life. When you start moving, you get going.
Surface scanned by 50%.
You're leaving him, so
Surface scan complete.
there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. Make her stay? Yeah, I can make her stay. She got to go, baby. There's a new human puppy on the way. You are, but still. It's done. Am I back? Yes, I am back. We're scanning this fucker right here. Where are we as far as scans? We're on the third planet already. 60 more to go. Not 60 more planets, 60 more systems. Full of planets. So that's like, yeah, I fucked on it. LTDs today are fucked up at 1.1. I love it. Get fucked. All these fucking miners. I'll probably fucking go do a mining run and put them for sale so that someone can fucking make some money or something. Put it next to the noob systems. We've had lunch. We've dispatched the wife to a baby shower. Guess what I get to do uninterrupted? That's right, play fucking video games. Until something shows up, because uninterrupted for me doesn't exist. Which is why I'm not a successful streamer. I have an actual life. And things happen in that life. And I gotta run and leave my ship spinning sometimes in the middle of space. I ain't like one of you I'm married, I'm fucked. Like a 20-year-old and shit. I'm old as fuck. As fuck. I'm the first of the insane generation, motherfuckers. When you were all swimming in your dad's nuts, I was already doing bad shit. And then some. Went too fast. Alright, we'll slow down, we're trying to. How many pros at 1.6? I'll give you 4. I'll give you the Horizon trip, man. Come on. Do your thing. It's not even fully engineered. But I'm pretty sure it'll work.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Yeah.
Surface scan
God
complete.
damn, getting good. Alright, next. This is what a surveyor does. A surveyor jumps a system does this shit.
Cannot comply.
I wish I could just like boom, boom, over there. A mini hyper jump. Amount of fucking calculations that would require. It's not that fucking difficult. Ask our government. All points in space-time are interconnected, motherfucker. It is your consciousness that makes this whole place look gigantic. You've solidified everything with your own consciousness into a concrete distance. When in reality, everything occupies the same fucking spot, bitches. Gotta load a bowl. Fuck a bowl. Gotta roll a joint. Fuck that. I gotta fuck a bowl. Oh, come on. Just get me there. There's two things to scan. I'm gonna go on the top. It's easier. Point 1C. The sweet spot where you could either start going real fast or slow down real quick. Point 1, point 2 at most. What's this? 6? Same thing. 4 probe. The Horizon equipment. Go, go, Power Rangers, motherfucker. Let me look at the backside. Watch it. Boom. Boom.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Yep.
Surface scan complete.
I bet, motherfucker. See that efficiency target bonus? You see that up there? Efficiency target bonus. We've been getting that for like the past 60 jumps on every single thing. I don't know what it means, but we'll figure it out. It means more money, brother. Because fuck yeah. Let's do the sub moon on this fucker. I hate this little systems where everything is a goddamn icy moon. Beats gas giants, because once you get sucked up in a fucking gravity well of a gas giant, it takes like a good 2 minutes to get away from it. And it's just fucking life-sucking. Oh, look at this shit. We don't need to go to this goddamn fast sources moon. This computer, slow the fuck down. Almost there. Almost there. As soon as that fucker there says too fast, we slow the shit down. Come on. You see that? Now we slow down, turns blue. How much? 4? Nigga, you only need 2. We go right over your horizon. Whoop. Just right over the horizon. Boom for the first.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Oh, nice. That is, yeah, that's good.
Surface scan complete.
Anything? No geologicals, nothing. There's been just, I mean, they're landable planets and you could roll around them on the SRV, but there's absolutely nothing to look at on these fuckers. And that's most of space out here. So let's get out this motherfucker. One more. God damn, baby, you gotta be so far. Why you gotta be so far? Because you're the last planet, aren't you? You little cold-hearted. No pun intended. Cold-hearted piece of shit. Actually, pun intended, you ice ball, life-sucking shit. Where at? Come on. Come here. I'm gonna probe you and scan you in places you've never been probed before. Finally, we pick up some decent intrasolar speed, about 10C. We can get places in 10C. It'll take me 2.5 minutes to get there, but oh look, at 20C is doing better. 30. Yeah, let's max it out now. Something's catching me. The fucking sun, of course. There we go. Gotta get out of that orbit line. And still, acceleration will put me at 27. That's pretty good, bro. Slow down. Fuck that. No slow down. Okay, now slow down. Yes, motherfucker. You want to get there. You don't want to do a loop of shame online in front of like whoever the fuck is watching. Nobody watches me play this game. I just broadcast it just in case somebody's fucking bored enough to look at this garbage. If you're looking at my game, don't waste your time. Just buy the game and play it, dumbass. Look at that. Now I'm going too fast. I'm gonna have to fucking loop of shame. I ain't loop of shame with my corkscrew. There you go. That's the fucking corkscrew of shame, but it still lands you right in front of it, motherfucker. It's better than the loop of shame. Like some of you Cheetos fat fucktards. Fat eating fucktards. Lord gets to your brain, you can't fucking function properly. Alright, here we go, there you go. And poof. How's it asking? It's asking for 6. We'll give him the Horizon treatment. Ain't nobody know why we call this the Horizon treatment, right? You one day get it.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Yeah, that one just fucking finishes everything. Get fucked.
Surface scan complete.
Alright. That completes this motherfucker. Guess where we go now?
Frameshift drive charging.
Guess where we go now, buddy? I'll give you one good guess. Hey, Chewie, punch it! Fuck, we need some fuel. Alright, you better. Oh my god, it's gonna have like 10,000 fucking bodies on it. Another brown dwarf with 10 to 11. Am I going in circles here, bro? What the fuck? They're all surrounded by a bunch of ice balls. Yeah, I'm far enough. Turn around. See? Ice balls and the occasional rock. Alright, whatever. What do we got here? Ice ball. At least it's got a... I don't have to go scan it. It's got an atmosphere. I'll go scan that next year when we get them space legs and they let me enter this type of... Oh, look, it's still fucking ice. Shit, it's a fucking ice moon. But yeah, next year when they give me space legs and I can enter low atmosphere planets, maybe some of these cold motherfuckers with 0.37 atmospheres can't be accessed. That would be nice. I don't know what's so hard of getting a layer of effects in some bullshit while you're super cruising above this shit, then you enter your regular fucking glide. And on the glide, if you're too steep, you'll burn. If you're too shallow, you'll bounce off. So, like, that shit's not very hard. 1 second. Wife is calling. She ain't just left the motherfucking house and she's calling. Alright, I'm back. I was just looking, and I'm pretty sure that low temperature diamonds right now are paying low. So I'm thinking, you guys know how I like to think sometimes, and that can get dangerous. But I've been thinking that maybe now that it's low season and they're not 1.6, 1.7, people, especially the newer guys, will be more willing to
System scan complete.
um what's it called? They'll be more willing to sell to the carrier at 600,000, get right back to the field, than selling for a mill. And okay, yeah, the system scan is complete. We need to check our system map, and we have two moons, bunch of gigantic ice bodies with helium atmosphere. What was this? See, that's one thing I hate. Class Y dwarves are the coolest of the brown dwarves. They're effectively very. That's interesting about Y class brown dwarves with some stellar properties. That means there's flare-ups of some sort and stuff. But let's do the moons that we need to do. Let's do these moons that we do need to do. Technically, we could surface scan everything, including the planet, including the parent planets. The problem in doing that, though, is that then there's nothing else to. Like, if I explore it now, it won't give me all the sites that it will have once I get space legs and all that stuff. So I'm gonna have to rescan it. If I let's say that planet in a few patches down the line, I can land on it. All right, it's an icy fucking planet, so I'll probably have to like set my environmental suit correctly and stuff. That would be really fucking. Oh my god, that would be cool. Like if your enviro suit needs to be set up before you go down to the planet, if you're gonna walk on it and shit. Depending on atmospheric thickness, it would require certain either plating or heat sinks probably to come in on the harder to come in planets. One of those. Let's say you have a planet with like 50 times or 20. Let's not 50 times, 'cause that's almost a gas fucking giant. But 20 times the atmospheric pressure of Earth. Going through that atmosphere requires some serious, serious heat sinking. If we're gonna go by real life physics, with most of this game kind of does. Now the frame shift drive, yes, but if I talk to you about it, you'll be like, oh, you might as well wear a tinfoil hat. But yeah, I know how it works. I know exactly how it works. I shouldn't say that. Fucking FBI is gonna knock on my door one of these days and be like, fuck do you know? Or worse, the bald dudes with the black hats. Fuck those. Never want to see them again. If you ever see a bald guy, sort of albino looking, but not really, just pale guy
Surface
with dark
scanned by
eyes,
50%.
they like to wear a hat sometimes. Not always a suit. a myth.
Surface scan complete.
And they have a way to drive conversations where they need to go. You find one of those persons like that, that's one of them. Those who've seen him, those who've interacted with him know who they are. They look just human. They work for the government, and when you see things and when you hear things, and especially when your awareness reaches out to them, they come to you and they'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Who are you?" Because you be when you start dwelling into those things and studying them, you end up developing whatever abilities are available to you. And if one of those abilities that's available to you coincides with something that can potentially jeopardize any special access project, you're you're automatically targeted and either erased or put on the payroll. Wait a second. Did we ever scan that? Yeah, we did. We just got out of the scanner. I'm good. Of course, there's always a good way to do it. You click, I believe if you click it. Oh no, wow. You have to do it on. Well, that's gay as shit. So, like, you have to. See, it says mapped. Yes. So see, this one says mapped, no. Suitable landing, yes. Pristine reserves, mapped, no. Has rings, no. Local activities will be exploration. That's our current destination to go scan. So I am not scanning every single body, only the ones that I can land on. Some of these dry, no atmosphere moons and stuff can be landed upon. And those may have resources, ancient ruins of other xenomorphic species. It could have clues to special things of the lore in the game. Which, by the way, those of you that don't know, there's something called the Codex. And it's got my own personal codex. It's everything about me. That's me. Uh, we have discoveries and stuff, and this is intergalactic. So as far as astronomical bodies, I'm pretty much halfway finding stuff. Look at me, astronomical bodies. Let me see what I have found. How far is that from me? It's currently the opposite way. Very close to the bubble, by the way. Oh, look at it's in the Eskimo Nebula. Look at that. The star itself, it's a nebula. Hold on. We want to go back. I wanted to see that real quick. So this old type star, old type giant reported. Where's the next one? in Omni tag. All close to the bubble. And the Orion spurred. So where do I? That's one thing. Hold on. Target objects, interceptors. I've seen interceptors. Target interceptor shipwreck. So I never Basilisk. Yeah, I've dealt with the Cyclops. Now here's my thing. Oh, and Sinuif. Now Sinuif is across from where I'm at, bro. That's all towards the bubble. It's like, I guess that's all towards. How do I know which ones are my discovery? Your total discoveries are 42, one biological, zero xenological. Okay, that's fine. So what blue? Lagrange clouds? Whoa, shit! Where is the cloud? It's a fucking floating cloud. I have to find it. Hang on. Back the fuck up. Where am I? Okop. I'm in Okop. I gotta get on that. I gotta get on that. Let me do the scan of this thing. Hold on. Is that some? Because I believe that's somewhere I passed in a motherfucking Orion spur. What kind of biological shit did I find? Lagrange clouds. Geological then anomalies. Lagrange cloud. I confirm this. I passed by here on that white star. That is completely off. That's when I took off. So I may have confirmed that there. Or not, because I don't have a mapping of it. So I'm confused how I probably just, I don't know. It was probably before I was actually exploring and I just happened to run across it. No xenologicals. I've done a lot of astronomical confirmations. B-type stars. Where did I get them? B-types confirmed. The reported one on in HR 1185. I was out there some time back. Okay, yeah, so I know what I have discovered. I've discovered about half, or almost half, 43 will be half of the astronomical bodies. Let's see, Tauri star, Winter star, F white dwarf. White Dwarf, F class. These are F class. Wolf Riots. In P Pupus. I know I did come to see this black hole. Yeah, yeah, there's a black hole out here. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, it's very creepy. It's circling a black hole. That's how galaxies starts, my friends. Now here, this is where everyone needs to just read through this. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. Yes, even a slave in theory, because all are created equal. So this is how where you read. We could even talk about it. Look, we could add this to playlist, add this to playlist, add this to playlist, add this. If we come here, I believe this is how this should work.
The Empire. History. The Achenar colony was founded. In the mid-23rd century, wealthy entrepreneur Marlene Duval was so frustrated with the federal government that she founded an independent colony.
Sorry, that's the first one I always go every time I have a problem.
Of her own in the Achenar system, chosen for its remoteness. When Marlin was killed shortly afterwards in a flyer accident, her brother Henson Duval took over as ruler. Henson Duval the Emperor. Duval immediately abolished the fledgling democracy that Marlin had set up, and in its place, he established a system modeled on ancient Rome. He was now emperor, and his closest allies were his senators. Any colonists who might have objected were forced into silent compliance with Duval's vision. Such were his wealth and power. It was also widely believed that Marlin Duval, like Remus in ancient Rome, had been killed by her own brother. Nobody dared to speak out. The Mudlark extinction. The colonists were aware that the planet they had settled, Achenar 6D, had indigenous life, but at first it wasn't appreciated that this included a sentient species, nicknamed the Mudlarks after they were observed digging through riverbank mud in search of food. Although the Mudlarks were at a pre-agricultural stage of development, they appear to have developed the beginnings of language. They also created crude forms in molded clay, with no obvious practical purpose, possibly indicating a nascent artistic culture. The Mudlarks proved fatally vulnerable to the bacteria carried by the colonists, and within a few decades of the colony's founding, the species was extinct. Rumors subsequently emerged that Henson Duval had purposefully removed all traces of the Mudlarks, partly in fear of federal reprisal and partly to ensure that his development plans would not be hindered by ecological constraints. The Federation attempted to reclaim Achenar. When the federal government heard rumors that Duval's colony had recklessly caused the destruction of a sentient indigenous species, they decided on military intervention. The Imperial ships beat back the federal attackers, who were unable to establish a beachhead among the airless outer worlds, and struggled to maintain supply lines so far from Earth. The federal forces eventually fell back and entrenched in the Beta Hydri system. Skirmishes with Imperial ships continued for the next 50 years, but these were unable to prevent Duval from expanding the Empire to many other worlds. The Age of Expansion. After hostilities with the Federation ceased, the Empire entered a century of growth, annexing many new systems and persuading others to join. It spent the following 2 centuries consolidating its new territory, appointing colonial administrators from among the noble houses of Achenar. The Empire. Society. An ancient Roman model. The Empire works on a clean system. Society is divided into tiers: Emperor, senators, patrons, clients, and then citizens, with slaves below these. Groups of patrons pledge their support to a given senator, offering military service, tax revenue, and the right to wield the patron's votes in the Senate on their behalf. In return, the patrons are granted a measure of protection and material security, as well as having their interests represented in the Imperial Senate. Senators are responsible for deciding tax rates and welfare systems for their patrons, meaning that the lower a given senator's tax rates, the more patrons he is likely to attract. This is far from being a patron's only concern, however. Loyalty over time, ideological compatibility, family connections, and discreet private deals can all play a part in deciding which senator to back. The system extends downward through the tiers in a similar fashion, with clients pledging themselves to given patrons, and citizens pledging themselves to given clients. The votes held by the patrons actually comprise the total votes of all the clients pledged to them. Similarly, the votes held by those clients comprise the total votes of their pledged citizens. Patrons are therefore capable of investing variable degrees of power in their chosen senators, with the result that some senators
Surface scanned by 50%.
are more powerful than others. Senators are responsible for those below them, meaning that everyone has a form of social security, at least
Surface scan complete.
in theory. Indeed, many senators take pride in the security they offer their citizens. Some have even been known to drain material wealth from small independent worlds and pump it back into the capital economy, allowing them to reduce citizens' taxes and giving their own popularity a considerable boost. Patrons are free to withdraw their patronage from their chosen senator, placing the onus on the senator to represent them satisfactorily or face a loss of voting power. Rigid stratification. The division between social classes is formal, unambiguous, and strict. But there is a clear path to advancement. A person can pay a fee and petition for admittance to the rank above. In this way, slaves can become citizens too. The law is not the same for all. Senators have a responsibility to enforce the law, and they must obey the emperor's decree, but are otherwise above the law. A senator can even carry out executions personally, with little, if any, fear of consequence. The Empire. Military. The Imperial Navy. Maintaining a modernized navy has always been a top priority for the Empire. The ever-present threat posed by the Federation has driven previous emperors to empty the coffers again and again, for fear of being outstripped in the arms race. More recently, funding has come from wealthy individual senators, many of whom are all too eager to gain influence within the Navy. Indeed, it has been claimed that devastating planetary mining has been carried out in order to further this cause. The Facisi system is arguably the most significant Imperial naval base. Many officers are housed on the world of Topaz, while Peter's Wreck is home to the training centers. As well as the battle fleets, the Imperial Navy maintains a subdivision dedicated to exploring the fringes of known space. The Emperor's Own. Genetic engineering is not officially tolerated in the Empire, but it does sometimes take place. One notable example is the Emperor's Own, a group of genetically engineered super soldiers deployed during the shock invasion of Mansfield Colony in the Liedler system in 2959. They proved brutally efficient, overrunning the Federal defenses in a mere 2 hours and inflicting a rare defeat upon a Federal Gurkha regiment. The Empire. Culture and values. The human body represents perfection. This belief, once held with near religious intensity, still forms the bedrock of the Empire's culture and morals. Genetic modification is frowned upon, but a degree of genetic correction is known to take place, supposedly to correct defects such as vulnerability to certain diseases. The belief in the sanctity of the human body originates with the first emperor, Henson de Val. While he did not claim to be literally descended from the gods in the manner of Roman emperors of old, he declared that his own image was the paradigm to which others ought to aspire. Households across the empire were required to display a statue or bust of the emperor in a place of honor. Imperial citizens are therefore expected to shun habits that corrupt or defile the human body, such as excessive indulgence in narcotics. The ownership of slaves, by contrast, is tolerated in the same way that the ownership of any beautiful work of art is tolerated. Mistreatment of slaves is thus akin to vandalism. Keeping one's own body in peak condition and adorning it with jewels and expensive clothes is not vanity, but duty. And owning well-treated slaves is also considered a sign of good character. The emperor's word is supreme. The emperor's successor is decided by the Senate, although the Duval dynasty has such a strong power base that the imperial throne has only ever been occupied by members of that bloodline. For generations, genetic selection ensured that the emperor's heir would be male, and the current ruler, Arissa Lavinie Duval, is the first woman to hold the throne. Marlene Duval is sometimes described as the empire's first female ruler, but this is incorrect. The colony she founded was a democracy. Honor is everything. The value placed on honor is a constant throughout all tiers of imperial society. Honor can be lost through various means, including leaving debts unpaid, failing to respect a superior or provide for a dependent, breaking a solemn vow, conducting combat with cowardly weapons such as nerve gas, and defiling one's own body. Slavery is acceptable, but slaves must be well treated. In the Empire, it is not uncommon for the poor and disenfranchised to sign up for a period of military service in exchange for a small sum of money. A similar logic applies to imperial slavery, to the extent that someone might sell themselves into slavery to clear a debt and restore their honor. Selling oneself into slavery is a straightforward legal process and results in a guaranteed sum of money for one's family, so it is a popular option for the desperate. In practice, however, many find that it takes much longer than expected to clear their debts. People are also forced into slavery against their will. Sometimes a senator will sentence a person of lower rank to be stripped of citizenship and designated as a slave. But it is more common to impose a fine of such magnitude that the citizen has no recourse but to sell his or herself into slavery. Slaves may also be taken prisoner following a conflict, abducted from their home, or even captured in a hijacking. While trading slaves is lawful everywhere in the Empire, except on Emerald, taking new slaves outside of wartime is illegal without the blessing of a senator. The Empire. Diplomatic relations. The Federation. Resentment of the Federation runs deep in the Empire. The superpower is remembered as an oppressive, interfering force that hypocritically avoids inflicting the slightest harm on non-human life, but thinks nothing of forcibly imposing its values on its fellow humans, and lacking the freedoms and social customs that the Empire values so dearly. While open hostility has frequently been the case in the past, the current situation is one of grudging coexistence beneath which mistrust simmers. Despite this antipathy, the Empire cooperated with the Federation in a series of joint initiatives against the Thargoids in the early 3300s. The Alliance. When the Alliance was founded in 3230, following a bitter conflict with the Empire and the Federation, multiple systems defected to it from both superpowers. To the surprise of many, the Empire took very little further retributive action, partly because of the ill health of the Emperor of the time, and partly due to a belief that the defecting systems would return to their natural home, sooner or later. The Empire's current attitude to the Alliance is one of studied contempt. To recognize it as a threat would be too much like showing respect. Internal politics. Unsurprisingly for a society so concerned with rank and influence, the Empire contains a multitude of feuding power blocks. In particular, there is a good deal of bad blood between the various noble houses, whose values range from hardcore traditionalist to staunch reformist. The Imperial Senate is no longer as overshadowed by the Emperor as it once was, and has gained sufficient strength to act as a counterbalance to the Emperor's political will. The individual character of the Emperor still determines the Empire's overall direction, however, and the suggestion that the Empire should evolve out of its old ways has proven deeply divisive. The Empire. Introduction. What a piece of work is man. How noble in reason, how infinite in... Colonia.
We were in a tight spot, and people came through for us without even being asked. That's what people do. Didn't hurt that the whole idea was flat out crazy, of course. That just made them more determined.
Jacques, owner of Jacques Station. Colonia lies some 22,000 light-years from the core systems, and was the first system in the Colonia Nebula to be settled by humanity. The circumstances of Colonia's founding are highly unusual. The system was colonized as a result of the spontaneous actions of independent pilots, rather than through a formal expansion program. The colonization of Colonia began with an accident involving Jacques Station, a jump-capable orbit starport. In May 3302, the station executed a long-distance jump to Beagle Point, but when it failed to reach its destination, it was feared lost. In June 3302, an independent pilot discovered Jacques Station in the EL-PRU RST D394 system, suffering from technical issues and effectively stranded. The galactic community reacted swiftly, launching an independent supply drive to restore the starport to functionality. The relief effort soon exceeded its original objective, and many of those involved began to see the distant system as a chance to establish a new community, far from the wearisome conflicts and entrenched viewpoints of the core systems. Talk of a permanent colony went from light-hearted speculation to serious planning. In September 3302, EL-PRU RST D394 was formally renamed Colonia, and the first permanent settlement was constructed on the surface of Colonia 2A. An influx of migrants boosted the system's population, aided financially by the Colonia Council, the region's new governing body, and materially by independent pilots. Colonia is widely viewed as a monument to community spirit and human ingenuity, as well as being the first step into a previously uninhabited region of space. Colonia's population is still small, but the region is undergoing continuous expansion and attracting attention from both enterprising corporations and optimistic migrants. To date, Colonia has remained untroubled by the strife that often plagues the core systems, earning it a reputation as a sanctuary. But it remains to be seen if this nascent community will thrive in isolation or be engulfed by political and corporate forces.
Okay, no. We gotta get back on the ball. We gotta scan this fucker. Finish this shit. Do we scan this fucker? All these had already been. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so. We are ready to leave this system then. We're ready to leave this system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Another brown dwarf? No, because I'm running out of gas. What's out here that I can fuel off of? It's a brown. That's another brown. Oh, that's a red. I can definitely fuel off that red. Come on, man. Why couldn't you just... It's longer distance.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. Four, three, two, fuel cell.
Alright. Yeah, another little guy here. We have 12. There's one
Fuel scoop
definitely
disengaged.
right next to it. I don't think I need to just probe. I need this. I'm definitely scanning that because that's like a land on the planet one side. Let's take a reading of this. It wants 7 probes. I don't need 7 probes.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Wait for the back one.
Surface scan complete.
Elite has a narrative. We make it. Alright. I don't like the narrative being given to me. I like it when I have to unlock it. I'm sending voice text to a friend who's like trying to get me off Elite to play something else. Then I got another one trying to get me back to EVE Online. After 10 years, I quit. All my characters, I got 6 characters, 3 super capital pilots, and then 3 Sinos and industrial pilots and shit. So I got 3 supers, 1 Titan, 2 super pilots, 1 Titan pilot, uh, 1 heavily industrial pilot, and the other 2 are like multi-purpose haulers and miners and shit like that. 6 fucking accounts, 10 years. Right, paying for 3 accounts. That's I had a deal because I paid every 3 months, so I was paying. I was paying technically $30 per month in Eve because it was $90 every 3 months for all 3. If you pay for one, it's 17 to $19. I forgot. I don't know. They have specials sometimes. A month, and I did that for 10 fucking years, and then the other 3 I would plex through the game. So it was a grind, just like Elite. I had to pay for it every fucking month because I had it staggered. The 3 accounts that I paid for, they were all getting paid every 3 months, but every month I would get a $30 bill for one of them because they were staggered 3 months. And fuck my life, bro. I've been up and down. I've been super rich. I've been fucking close to a trillion, like having like sick money from stealing and shit, because everything is fair in EVE Online, even scamming, and like you could be a new player and come in and have like, I don't know, your credit card warrior, you buy some plaques, you exchange it onto ISK, which is the currency, interstellar credits, and you trade it for ISK at the market. This is legal. This is nothing illegal. This is all company. And then you fucking buy whatever it is you think you want to buy, and that one thing explodes in the next 30 seconds. When you jump at the first gate from where you bought it, it explodes. And you just spent like $20 worth of ISK on that. So yeah, that was horrible. A fucking Titan, if you convert it to Plex, which is the pilot license extension. Plex is what allows you to play the game for an extra month. So you apply Plex to your account, and account gets another month, right? Or you pay the monthly fee. Now, no one can be a solo player and do uh, like everything in Eve. Like just be the a solo warrior in Eve, and pay for your own account, and be able to do PvP. You have to be a care bearer, like a scanner person, someone who avoids fighting people, because the reality of it is that you end up losing always more than what you. So it's a mechanics of the game that make it so that you have to spend money on. The only people that don't spend money on it is when you have uh, very high influence in that game and you have a lot of people under your wing, and all of a sudden you're taxing those who work under you, and it's so many of them giving you a very small amount of tax that it still makes it a fuck ton of money. When you get that going in EVE Online, yeah, you start affording free Titans. When you have a group of people of 40, 50 people that can fly, let's say, dreadnoughts and stuff, all of a sudden everyone wants to play with your group. Everyone needs your group for bigger fights. So what happens? You start getting free stuff. Because if you want my support, what do I get in return? When I was playing Eve, I was playing Eve for 10 years with one goal in mind. One game, 10 years, non-stop. And I stopped that to start playing Elite so that I could put the next 10 years doing just this and nothing but. This, period. When you guys get back, comma, I will still be here, extremely rich. So don't worry about it. I'll set you up when you get back. You do need to take a look every once in a while at your carrier and update your market orders so that it can sustain itself. Try to have it set up at least for a year, and that takes about an hour of work, probably once a month. I'm sorry, I'm sending texts to my friend here. Let me get out of here real quick and show this guy. I gotta take a picture on the phone of what the proper wallet of a carrier should look like. Because he thinks he's got 2 bill in his carrier wallet. This is what proper carrier balance should look like. There you go. Anyway, which by the way, where's my... Oh yeah. I'm in DCK and CCK is right here. 838 TAC 2. CCK 838 TAC 2 should be edited to the Diamond Triple. Yeah, fuck testing, bro. Fuck texting. No, listen, bro. I'm not giving you shit, but just like when you play MMOs,
Gordon Hayward shows his opponents no mercy. No, seriously, he's like ridiculously competitive. Which is why he refuses to play on anything but gamer-grade internet from Xfinity.
No, maybe not. This guy was not with them. Access control, double-clicked. No. Still gonna sit on the edge here, roughly. 100% gets a VN9, but no one uses a VN9 anymore. Will they do an aim, the filament, kind of like a super sino? No, they need to be random. They should not get you a rough area to jump into. I don't think so. Without filaments, you wouldn't have to go to the bot infested systems with all those bots.